The levels have been there. This has been a pretty interesting market here. The 1775, and I'm quoting December still right now. The volume is still bigger in that contract for now, and so I'm just watching this. That it's much easier. Rollover is such a pain in the butt, as all of us know. So the levels are still clear for me on this December, but this December contract, 1775, has been huge this entire time. We got down there and bounced off of it nicely this morning, up toward about nearly 82. So that was a pretty good, 6.5, 7 point move. But when we came down to it, heading into 11 o'clock, as Danny noted there, we've been getting that 11:30 low. When we came down into it, we didn't really get any lift off that zone. We came up to 77s and got a quick rejection, and that's when the floor kind of came out from it, and we dropped down to those 71, 75s. And I think Danny had it right earlier, because I agree that we're likely headed up to the 77, 78 zone, very similar to what we did yesterday, where we took out that low, we made a low around 11:30s, and then we kind of marched higher into the lunchtime hour, and then from there, it was sold for new lows heading into the afternoon. And I think I have a confluence of resistance between 77 and 78, and I think that's a spot to really watch here, for me at least, to watch for some type of selling activity to come in. If it does, that could be a spot to potentially get short ahead of new lows. And if that's the case, then I have downside targets at 69.5, and that would be a full range target for the day, 69.5. And if it goes to the extended that I have, it would be 66s. I'm not sure we get all the way down to 66s, but I do think 69.5 would be a good spot here. And if we do top out between 78 or around that zone, a 10 handle roll would take us down toward 68, and that lies really closely with that 1769 half target that I have. So that's my idea here. I think if they break it above 78s and hold it, I think 78 is the pivot for me right now. If they break above 78s, and there's a shot to get up toward 79 and 82 half. But until we break above 1784s, I still think this is a short-term downtrend that we have on our hands within a medium and long-term uptrend. And 75 is still the line in the sand here. So if we can if it closes above 75s today, that says something. But getting below that level this afternoon, as I think we could, really implies that we could be down there shooting for that 1735, which is the next major target down. So as I mentioned this morning, I have 1775 as the major support zone, and we're trading around that level now. The next two key levels below are 55 and 35 on a longer term basis here. For crude oil, let's take a look. Crude oil has been pretty quiet today. I haven't really done much there. I missed one trade early on. I was looking for 97.45 to buy it on the early decline, and it got down to 48. And once it got down to 48, I was too slow on the trigger to get in long. But that's about it. We did eventually hit 45 later on, but by that time I've already kind of lost interest, because crude is really trading quietly. I mean, the range today is very narrow, and there's not really much to talk about. Again, I'm still bullish on crude, but 97 is as that major support zone. You break 97s, and I still think you get to 95.70. And of course, you have those 98.75s to 98.85s. That's major resistance above. But short term, we're just kind of stuck in a range between 97.30 and 98.20, and really nothing to say here. It's just very, very quiet. I do have some minor targets to look for, and that's 98.09 still. We hit it earlier. And on the downside is 97.41 and 97.02, but there's not much going on. It's trading around 97.60, which has been an important level all day. It was actually a nice tradable level, and but since then it's just kind of muddled around that zone. So there's not really much to talk about in crude right now. So I'll go over to the NASDAQ really quickly and just give a few thoughts on NASDAQ. NASDAQ's been holding within a range all day, 63s up to 80s or 78s, and it's kind of been, it took out the lows there, and very similar to the ES, taking out that low was important. It found some acceptance below there and then kind of pushed higher. Right now around 70, 68, 70, that's a zone right there that's really, I think, the battle zone, and you're seeing it now. And I think 70 is kind of that pivot to watch. If you break and hold above 70, then I think there's a chance to get higher up toward, let's see, the next key target here is 72 half and 70 and 80. So 72 half and 80. Those are the upside targets if we hold 70. Below 70, then I have 65 and 57 half. So I think 70 is the pivot right now. Again, this is the December contract, but overall, I think if we continue to hold below that zone, then we have a shot to hit new lows this afternoon. That's all for right now, and we'll see how it plays out heading into the afternoon, and we'll see what the MIM brings about.